Chapter 16, Transformation. You gather in the Alpha House basement to begin the test of the Blood Moon. For a moment, your desire to run overwhelms you. You hesitate, and then, I've come this far. I can't possibly back out now. You square your shoulders and notice Channing has been watching your expression intently. He speaks in your mind. Are you sure you want to do this? I'll show him exactly how sure I am. You take Channing's hand and pull him in for a deep, passionate kiss. He clings to you fiercely, his arms wrapped tightly around your middle. You cup his face with both hands. For once, the other alphas don't tease you for your display of affection. Cal, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Whatever happens, I'm proud to be your soulmate. You nod, and the two of you pull away from each other. You cross to Calla, who gives you a quick, anxious nod. We got this, Calla. Here's to hoping. Channing stalks to the edge of the room and calls for everyone's attention. The room is quiet and still. The test of the Blood Moon is upon us. Initiate Calla, please step into the circle. With a deep breath, Calla steps out of her clothes and into the circle, though you notice a slight tremor in her gait. One of the alpha hands chanting a goblet filled with murky liquid. He holds it high so that everyone can see. What's inside? This is the Cup of Dreams. Drink from this and you'll fall into a deep sleep. Your dreams will lead you to the source of your power, your inner wolf. Calla. Channing offers the cup to Calla. Without hesitation, she lifts it to her lips and drinks deeply. Instantly, she begins to sway on her feet. The twins take her by the arms and ease her down to the ground where she falls asleep. What happens now? Now we wait. She is navigating a labyrinth inside of her mind. It's up to her to claw her way out. She's strong. She'll get through it. If anyone can make the Blood Moon her beach, it's Calla. Well said. If only she were awake to hear you say it. Channing nudges you with a shoulder. I can't imagine how freaky this must seem to someone who's never experienced it. My transformation was fraught. I don't talk about it, but if you're nervous, I could share my transformation story with you. I'm sure some of the pack would too. Nearby, the twins perk up at the sound of his words. Please? Anything to take our minds off Calla. Waiting around is honestly the hardest part. Channing offers you a slight smile. Might be helpful to all of us at this point. Let's get out of here. If we wake up Calla prematurely, she'll have to start over. He leads you back upstairs and into the common room. You all settle around the room, feeling uneasy despite your comforting surroundings. You hug a pillow to your chest. It feels weird leaving her down there. She's not alone. She'll be in good hands with Lupe and the others. As long as we're there to greet her when she's out of the woods, she'll be fine. You sigh and lean against Channing, who wraps an arm around you. Is the transformation painful? It's weird, but not painful. You'll be flooded with adrenaline. Your body will change so quickly and completely that you won't feel any pain. Samir and I shifted at the same time. 1 second I saw my twin and then, boom, she's a wolf. I didn't know wolves could do the Blood Moon together. It's a really rare thing, pretty much only seen in identical twins and soulmates. You don't have a twin, and Channing's already transformed, so you're out of luck in the department, babe. The twins giggle, and you feel yourself flush when they reference Channing as your soulmate. Channing, did you tell them about us? I didn't have to. Our bond was painfully obvious to everyone except you. Well, you kind of refused it for most of this book, so... I pegged you? As Channing's soulmate on day 1. You may not be able to transform at the same time, but... The twins sigh wistfully in unison. You're so lucky to have your soulmate by your side. It'll make the whole thing much easier. Easier? None of this is easy. My entire life is about to change. Easy isn't the word I'd use to describe it. Even if I am really excited. It's gonna be a challenge. for sure, but my spirit might be able to break through and guide you through it. Oh, see, having a soulmate who's already transformed is like the best case scenario. I can't imagine how it must have been for you, Channing. You were so young when you shipped her the first time. He looked at Channing, startled, and found his expression has already turned grave. I was 15 when it happened. A total mess. I just learned how my mom died, and I was mad as hell. If a wolf is under enough stress around the blood moon, they may shift prematurely. Channing, did you at least have people there to guide you through it? He winces. No, I was alone in the woods outside my aunt's property. The twins exchange anguished looks. You feel a lump forming in your throat. Channing, you must have been terrified. Enduring something like that all alone must have been brutal. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I didn't even really understand what was happening to me. By the time I finally figured it out, I was completely transformed. It was a rough night. To put it lightly, I just really wish someone had been there for you. Suddenly, Samarin sobs loudly. You all turn to her with wild eyes. I'm sorry, I just... feeling really emotional tonight. I love this pack so much. Don't you dare cry. If you cry, then I'll cry. We're supposed to be giving Calla advice. You exchange bemused looks with Channing. The moment the tension diffused, you pat Samira's shoulder. Honestly, just hearing your stories is a huge help. Channing's right. I wasn't raised by wolves, but so I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I have a soulmate, and I have friends. I'm confident I'll make it through tonight alive. You will, so help me tell. You'll come through this stronger than ever. You take his hand and run your thumb over his knuckles soothingly. I'm sure I will, but if I could ask for one piece of information, tell me. Do you guys have any regrets? About transforming? Absolutely not. It's the best decision I ever made. You can't compare our power to anything. As for me, I didn't have much of a choice, but becoming a werewolf brought me to you. Samira glances at her phone and sets her lips in a firm line. Calla will be done soon. We should probably get back down there to see her through her transformation. Cal, He trails off, looking more terrified than you've ever seen him. You touch his shoulder. I'll be okay, Channing, I promise. I'm not done showing you my love. He smiles like he can't get enough of hearing you say you love him. Oh, I haven't seen it all, but I'll be looking forward to seeing how much more there is. You and Channing exchange a smile and return hand in hand to the basement to face your fate. You arrive just in time to see... Calla's eyes fly open. She begins to tremble. What's happening? You dart over to her, wincing to see the crescent-shaped wounds or nails have gouged into her palms. She's in the most important stage of the dream, and the most dangerous. You've got to make it, Calla. Fight through the pain, damn it. Her eyes squeeze shut again. She's shaking from head to toe, her teeth grinding in a frightful grimace. I thought they said there was no pain. Is she about to transform? Either that, or she's about to lose the most important fight of her life. I wonder what's going on in her head. Whatever it is, she's near the end of it. It won't be long now. Suddenly, her eyes snap open again. You hold your breath as she rolls over onto her stomach, heaving. Calla? She looks up at you, a smile spreads across her face, the smile of a predatory animal. Her canines lengthen into fangs, her skin is consumed beneath a layer of bristling fur. She lets out a piercing howl. Oh, she looks like a pretty wolf. Her claws rake the stone floor with a resounding screech as the pack sounds her approval. She did it! We never doubted you for a second, Calla. She howls again, her voice blending with the pack, and then her eyes turn yellow. Your turn, Tal. Time to claim the wolf. Calla. You did it, and you look kind of badass. obviously. I wonder how your new form will compare. See you on the other side. You seem confident that I will make it out alive. She lopes over to you and butts her massive head against your hip, almost sending you sprawling. You have to. I'm gonna need another newborn to test my skills against. With a toss of her head, she bounds through an open window and takes off running into the night. You turn to Channing. Ready for this? As I'll ever be. The room grows hushed again as you disrobe and take Calla's place in the circle. You catch Lupe's eye. She nods encouragingly. Beside her, Asher smiles as Channing holds you the cup of dreams. Heads up. It tastes terrible. Drink fast. The metal is cold in your hands. The ritual potion, murky red. You take a deep breath, and before you can change your mind, you tip your head back and down the bitter brew. Channing, you feel yourself grow dizzy, but as your consciousness begins to slip away, you manage to gasp out a few words. If I go feral, find someone to love. There is no one else, Tal. There never will be. Please promise me. The only way I can get through this is if I know you'll be okay. I'll never be okay. But I'll try. He presses his forehead to yours and whispers, Remember to fight. Your life depends on it, and if I can, I'll find you. As he steps away, your head begins to spin. You blink, the world grows blurry around you, and in a minute, spiraling down and down and down into the dream. You awake in the depths of a dark forest, your senses more alert than you've ever been. You climb to your feet, searching the shadows around you. Channing? You close your eyes, reaching out with newfound senses, but he's not here. I guess I'm on my own. The snap of a branch is only a warning, just as a silver bolt thwacks into a tree right by your head. A horde of hunters crash through the underbrush. Killer. Oh my god. We can't really fight. But I feel like that might be a thing. Smarter retreat for now. I'll just go with that. You run, crashing through the trees in a frenzy of fear. Branches tear at your face, your clothes, almost as if they're trying to hold you back. Your foot catches and you stumble. Gotcha! The hunter raises his crossbow, pulls its trigger, and thwack! The bolt pierces your shoulder, knocking you hard to the ground. Thought we were already on the ground because we caught our foot. Reeling from pain and shock, you try to crawl to safety. Suddenly the world begins to spin around you and everything disappears. You're lying on the floor of your old dorm building. The pain is gone. You touch your shoulder where the deadly bolt hit you, but there's nothing there. Like it never happened. You climb to your feet and walk through the empty and eerily still hallway. Channing? You hear a deep, mocking laugh, followed by a slow, contemptuous drawl. Tal. Randy. Still leaning on Channing for help. You've always been too weak to stand on your own. Pathetic. He's right. You are pathetic. Your heart freezes as Lupe walks into view with a nasty sneer on her face. Lupe, what are you talking about? Come on, Tal, admit it. The only reason you joined was because you had the hots for Channing. It's not true, Lupe. You're my friend. Her mocking laughter hits you harder than the silver bolt. Your friend? I was never your friend. While you were chasing after Channing like a sad little puppy, I was laughing at you. We all were. You're not real. None of this is real. What isn't real is that you ever thought you could be one of us. That you could ever be worthy of Channing Lowe. And if you somehow manage to get out of this alive, he's gonna drop you for Calla. She's a real werewolf, not a weak human like you. Channing and I are soulmates. Soulmates? You believe that nonsense? He spun frantically to find Asher, sweet, gentle Asher, staring with a look of mischievous amusement. Asher, not you too.
Oh, it's not just me, all of us. You're not worthy of Channing. You're a joke to him, a game.
In fact, you want to know why Channing hasn't come for you? Why you're in here risking your life? Channing's having a romp in the woods with Calla. Your eyes squeeze shut, you sink to your knees, pressing your hands to your ears to shut out the mocking laughter of the people you love most in the world. Leave me alone, you're lying, you're all lying. A hand comes down firmly on your shoulder, and the voice that you've been longing for rings in your ears. Found you. The nightmare spins away, and you open your eyes to find yourself lying in a moonlit meadow. The place looks familiar. You summoned me here before, remember? Yeah, this is where we bound Chicken Wow out in the woods, and then when she turned into a wolf, you jump and twist to find him stretched out in a grass beneath a brilliant spangle of stars like a magnet you're pulled to the side. Channing? Of course you show up in my dream nearly naked. He grins and presses a kiss to your palm. As proof that you're the one in the control of this dream, otherwise there'd be no nearly about it. Breathe easy, love, I'm here. If I didn't believe we were soul-bounded forever, the fact that I found you here's proof. Overcome with emotion, you wrap your arms around him and bury your face in his chest. The rich, earthy scent of him makes you feel immediately at ease, and so do his strong arms around you. I'm glad you're here. Why am I so afraid? I know Lupe and Asher care about me, and I know you care about me. More than anything, and I defy any dream that tries to tell you otherwise. But I know how much it hurts. The dream enhances our bond. What hurts you hurts me. What you feel, I feel. You close your eyes and reach for your telepathic link with him. I can feel it. It's like there's a thread connecting us. That's our soul bond. We're like one mind. With a grin, you conjure up an image in your mind, sure that Channing can see it. Kissing. We'll go with kissing. The other two are risque. You imagine Channing's lips on yours, his tongue caressing your own as he's holding you tight. His love for you shines clearly in his thoughts, and so does a flicker of lust. You have one hell of an imagination. Hey, it doesn't have to stay imaginary, you know? With a feral grin, he captures your lips in a deep, heated kiss. Desire unfurls in your stomach like a flower opening to the first light in spring. You groan quietly. If only we had time to explore the full potential of our soul bond. Have the whole entire rest of your life. We do. What feels like hours here is only a few minutes out there. Besides, our soul bond gives you power. Anything we do to strengthen that bond will help you fight. Wait, you're saying messing around right now will give me an advantage in the trials? One of the many perks of sleeping with me. Ha, you grin, as the absurdity of it, but moan quietly when he starts kissing a trail down your neck. It's up to you. I'm happy to just hold you for a while, if that's what you'd prefer. You climb into his lip and grip his shoulders, letting your hands roam over his muscles. Remember, we'll have to discontinue this if it gets too risque, because you two. Well, if it'll give me a leg up on the trials. He smirks, then descends on you. You gasp as he plants certain kisses on every inch of skin he can reach. First things first. Suddenly your clothes disappear. You raise your eyebrows at Channing and gives you a look of fake innocence. This is my dream. You can't just whip off my clothes whenever you want. Yeah? What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna punish you. You roughly shove him down on the ground by his shoulders. He looks up at you with darkened eyes. So far I fail to see how this is a punishment. Words fail him when you pin him down by the chest and bite him hard where his neck meets his shoulders. Grinds up against you as you lick the bite mark and moans when you begin sucking a hickey there. Marking your alpha. You're lucky this is a dream. Bull, you love it when it hurts a little. Grips you by the hips and flips you. In an instant, you're on your back, and and he's looming over you. As much as I love when you tease me, I'm here to serve. He begins to kiss his way down your torso. Your breath hitches when he pulls down your underwear. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. Yep. Well, I definitely feel closer to you. Good. That closeness will anchor you as you finish the trials. He sat up slightly and gazed down at Channing's face. He looks back with pure adoration and a little fear. Thank you. Not just for this, but for supporting me through this whole journey. You're an amazing partner. If I didn't have you by my side, I don't know if I would have made it this far. I don't think that's true. You're a force to be reckoned with, Tal. We're a force to be reckoned with. Together forever. I need to know if you'll accept me as your equal. It's important to me. I'm never going to be the compliant little wolf wife for you or anyone. And I don't want you to be. You're the strongest person I know. You've always been my equal. But once you've come into your own as a wolf, we'll talk about logistics. Thank you. It means a lot that you don't just want me, you respect me. That's part of loving you. Channing takes you in his arms and holds you close. You're silent for a long while, listening to each other's heartbeats. I should probably get moving, huh? As much as I don't want to let you go, you're right, it's time to finish this. He cups your face gently in his hands and nods decisively and rises to his feet. You can do this, Tal, and remember, I'm right here with you. And just like that, it's gone, you're back in the nightmare. The forest around you is dark and foreboding. Primal fear grips your stomach when you see a pair of malevolent eyes lurking in the shadows. I have to get out of here. And you run, bursting through the trees, heedless of where you're going. Brambles grasp at you, pulling you down, thorns pierce your feet, and then you realize they're paws. A burst of strength fuels you, and you howl as a wild, untamed power pulses through your veins. Why am I running? You whirl, curling your lips to bare your long, wicked canines. Your claws extended, raking away the brambles, and you tear yourself free with a sudden exhilarating rage. I'm gonna turn the tables on this nightmare. We're going to fight on my turf now. I want to fight in the clearing. With a psychic lurch, you twist the dreams to your will. The world spins and you find yourself standing in the clear, open field you just left behind. You let loose with a howl of triumph. It worked. Hey, Tal, remember me? Remember how I made you feel powerless? You spin to find the douchey Gamma Psi guy leering at you. Your lips curl into a vulpine grin. You growl his name. Shad Vanderhoof. Your claws slash in vicious, powerful swipes, and he runs screaming. Raveling in the state of his fear, you bound after him and slam him to the ground beneath your massive paws. Get off me, you freak! You open your jaws, desperate for blood, with a sudden otherworldly twist. Chad becomes Marcus. So you are a monster after all. Another dizzying swirl, Marcus becomes Calla. Outsider, imposter, you'll never belong here. Another swirl, and now your prey is you. Please, please don't hurt me. The sight of your pathetic human self fills you with disgust and the uncontrollable need to tear, to rend, to destroy. How could I have not seen how pitiful I was? I'm going to enjoy ripping you to shreds, Tal. But I don't suggest that, but anyway. From nowhere, something hard and fast slams in you. You tumble away and spin, snarling to your feet, to find yourself face to face with Channing. Hal, don't. Control this. Consumed with the rage of your teeth, growling low like the animal you are. I'm gonna lure him in. Channing, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so confused. It's okay, come here. I won't let you hurt yourself. He transforms back as you approach him slowly, allowing him to put his arms around you, while silently you laugh at his weakness. This is the most dangerous part of the dream, Tal. You have to control your anger. You can't let it consume you. But it already has. With a fierce snarl, you snap at his throat. Instead of running, he wraps his arms tight around you. You struggle against him, desperate to tear him to shreds. Tal, remember who you are. Fight. I don't want to fight it. I want to be strong. Old me. She couldn't stop Randy from betraying us, couldn't stop the hunters, couldn't do anything but run like a useless child. I will be better. I will be unstoppable. The claws rake deep gouges in his chest, his arms, the scent of his blood whipping you into a frenzy, but still, he holds on. I will be worthy of you. Just let me go. Then, over the roar of the bloodlust screaming through your brain, you hear him whisper, "You're my soulmate, Tal. I'll never let you go." Soulmate. The words cut through the noise like a knife, silencing the feral howl inside. You come back to yourself and you slump against him. Channing. Closing your eyes, you come to rest, finally, in the comfort of his arms. You blink and the basement comes slowly into focus, the room heavy with the scent of the wolves surrounding you. Suddenly, as if compelled by an unknown force, you rise to all fours. I feel incredible. Strong, fast, powerful. With a fierce grin at your proud packmates, you bound out of the window into the forest, letting the wind whip through your fur. The sense and sensations of the world feel brand new. You stumble upon the crest of a hill and gaze at the wilderness through fresh eyes. You lift your head. Beautiful. In the distance, you hear your packmates' howls greet your own. I did it. I'm a werewolf. Yay. The book, chapter, / whatever was short and sweet and to the point. Without further ado, please remember that if you did enjoy the chapter, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out there, ways to support, and ways to become more of an intricate part of our community. Also consider supporting the channel through the Join and Thanks features. With that being said, I like the artwork. Here's my thoughts on it, right? I think in order to go feral, you have to give in to that whole thing. That's why I literally said, oh, I think that's a bad idea. You know, it's like being a vampire or anything, right? You suddenly go from being this weak human that you just feel is bad to all of a sudden you have this huge surge of power and you feel like, you're 10 or 100 times stronger than who you were, right? You can't go on a frenzy and do what you want, which is hurt and, do whatever to anyone. You have to realize, and this is something that, hey, us guys, we don't really talk about. So, hey, ladies, listen up. Men are born to protect, right? We're supposed to be strong, right? Mothers want a strong son, fathers want a strong son, sisters want a strong brother, and wives want a strong, man in their life, right? They want someone who will protect them and yet know the gentlest, tenderest touches and be super gentle when they need to be, right? That's literally how society has built us, and men are always going to be that role, right? There's nothing wrong with showing your emotions or crying or whatnot, right? But to me, like, a guy should always know, and even a woman, really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna open the door for you ladies. A man should always know, though, what he is capable of doing, right? The horribleness that he is capable of doing, but then realizing that he doesn't need to do it, and that he has the potential to unleash that to protect. That's literally and figuratively the whole purpose of us guys. Not a lot of guys go around, especially right now with all the male role models, and talk about these things. It's a few things that I have talked about through streams and whatnot. Again, purple thing. Feel free to come over there sometime. But, otherwise, You know, again, there's nothing wrong with guys showing emotion and whatnot, but you can't. This is where I draw the fine line. You have to only do it to your inner circle, right? So to the ones who you truly consider your friends and they have your back, to your mate, um, questionable on family because I've had bad experiences with them. I try not to say anything or reveal, things or whatnot. I'm a person who keeps everything pretty close to the chest, except for, like I said, the small, tight knit circle that I have, and probably the person that I can say I love you to, right? Um, so again, I wish more people were like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, Also, communication's key, but I digress. I could sit and talk about this subject for hours on end and how I feel, and it would probably make the world a better place, but I digress. You guys probably aren't here for that anyway, so. With that being said, let me know your thoughts and whatnot down in the comment section below, but otherwise, thank you all for watching. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.